Hello everyone, my name is Teo Salvador. Welcome back to another episode of Farming Simulator. We are here right where we left off in the previous episode, which I think was like a week and a half ago. I can't remember. My schedule has been so out of whack because of computer problems and all that other crazy jazz that I don't know where I am. If you missed the previous episode, we started planting. We planted this field with oats. We planted this little patch right here with oats, and we also planted olives. Grapes and olives. So, yeah, we got that going for us. We also plowed this field right here, and we still have work that needs to be done. We still need to take the rocks off it. We still need to cultivate it. Same goes for this field, and we also have that field right there. Those two fields up there that still need to be plowed and cultivated. So we have quite a bit of work we need to do, and I think I'm probably going to do it off-screen since we already did a lot of that. My plan right now is these fields here are going to be oats. These three fields here are going to be sunflowers. Reason for that is because we have the oil factory up here where we can produce sunflower oil. And I also had an idea to maybe get the cereal factory or the mill. Because then that means we could process the oats into crops that we can use. So that is an idea, and I think we still have, don't we have crop inside the combine? I thought we did, since harvest last year, but I might be wrong on that. Do we still have some? Ah, we do. I think this is soybean, and according to the map, if we look here, soybean actually sells really good in July. It's currently March. So we're probably going to wait until July before we sell any of those crops that are currently still sitting in the combine. That'll be fine because we probably won't need the combine until way later than that. I suppose if we need the combine in July, we can just sell it earlier, but we'll just keep it there for now until the prices can get better. All right, so what are we going to do in this episode? We're going to do planting. We're going to plant this field because it's ready to be planted, and we're going to be planting this field right here. We're also going to be working with bees, and we're going to be rolling this field. If you look on the bottom right-hand corner, it says needs rolling, which means that we need to buy, I don't know if we need to do this, but I think we need to buy a roller, and I'm not entirely sure what it does. Let's see, if we buy a roller, it'd be nice if it would tell me what it does. It doesn't tell me it's with the roller, you can improve the upper soil layer quality of your fields. So we're going to buy a roller, and we're going to roll these three fields once we get them planted. And this little patch also needs rolled. So let's get started. Let's take the plow off since we don't need it. And get the planter, and we will start planting. Oh, actually, you know what? Before I do this, I wanted to take a look at bees. Because bees essentially improve yield quality. So if you look at the bees, beehives produce honey. It will be placed at a centralized location, which has to be bought and placed separately. If you place beehives near fields that... certain crops will also have a slight... I read that as near fields that contain crops. Interesting. I don't know if this will work then. So I'd imagine that maybe if we had sunflowers, yeah? And we had like a beehive... maybe it would improve the yield of this field. What do you call it? What happens if I, okay, you know what, I'm going to save the game real quick. So, I'd imagine that if you had sunflowers, right, you could probably get honey off of sunflowers and have the yield be increased with beehives. So, the question is, let's say, for example, I was to place a beehive right here. Would it produce honey with the sunflower fields? Obviously, they don't have sunflowers in them. I'm just kind of curious about this. What should we buy? Should we just buy one of these? I'd imagine maybe we just buy one of these to do what we needed to do. Or maybe I just buy like a bunch of these? Elongated. What is the difference between these? Langstroth hives. What does this do? Like, this just says elongated. Does this produce the same as this one, maybe? 33, geez. Okay, this is like a massive beehive. Alright, I do want to be very careful with the money. So we need to, what do we have? Do we have more? No, we don't. So we have a honey pallet location, which I imagine if you were to just place this, let's say, for example, right here, maybe we place it up here somewhere. This is where the hives will essentially spawn the, what do you call it, the pallets, right? All right, well, I don't know if this is going to work, but let's place one there. Let's place a second one here, and let's just see exactly what this does. I don't know if it's going to really do anything. I don't want to buy that many because I don't really know how this thing works yet, but I imagine having it right here would be the best place to have it, since I plan on having, I was going to say canola, since I plan on having sunflowers here, here, and here. It's in a pretty centralized location. Yeah. Is there no honey pallet location? Place one to receive honey. Okay. So if we go back up here then, and we go to bees, where would I have to put this? Overlaps with another object. Let's say, for example, that I was to place this right here. Does it? Oh, it does. Look at that. Get honey at pallet location. Ah, so now the honey will be placed right over here. Very interesting. I know that this was a very bad place to put it, but whatever. We'll put it right here. Let's just see what this does. Hopefully this will do something. All right, well, let's get started. Let's start planting. We're going to do oats today. And then we're going to rent a roller and see exactly what that does. Ooh. Do we have to run our little tiller through this? I think we do, but we're not going to do that right now. All right, well, we have a lot of stuff we got to learn with this game. Obviously, I'm still kind of fresh with this game since I haven't even been through a full year yet. If you're watching this, thank you. Let's get that up, get that up, lift this up. Should be oats. It is oats. Let's get this show on the road. We still have our little skid steer right there, and we have our rock picker. Perhaps we can do some rock picking in this episode. Alrighty, there we go. Now this should be planting. It is. It is planting. I know that this isn't very easy to see, but this is planting. Yeah, this is. Wow. There you go. You can kind of see the planted section. There you go. I do like this. I do like the graphics with this. If you have, like, crop stubble. I do like this. It is really nice, this game. Anyways, it is Friday. I hope everyone has had a good week and everybody has a good weekend. This video might be posted on Saturday because I'm a little bit pressed for time right now. My schedule in life is all over the place. And I mentioned this on my American Truck Simulator video. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be doing this, this, and this. And I said there's things going on in my life. And the plans have changed once more. So yeah, this video should be out today. But hopefully everybody's had a good week. If I do have time, I might do some live streaming with more Railroads Online. We've been playing that over on Twitch. And I've been thinking about doing that as a YouTube series. So if anybody would be interested in watching that, do let me know. I might start a YouTube series. I don't know if I want to do that yet. We'll see. Maybe if they one day come out with random generated maps, maybe that would be pretty cool. I could see them doing random gen worlds. Imagine that. This game would be perfect, right? Because all there is really is a couple of, a couple of factories that could be placed anywhere, and land formations. So it'd be kind of interesting if they one day bring, like, random generated worlds. Look at that. I gotta say, those graphics are amazing. But I guess time will tell. I was also thinking about picking up another train simulator called Run 8, I think is what it is. Look kind of interesting. I've been playing a lot of Train Sim World. And Train Sim World, it's not bad. The issue is, it's not reaching its full potential. They sell these like really overpriced DLCs, and anybody who plays Train Sim World could probably agree with me, where they bring like 2 locomotives, they bring a handful of scenarios, and it gets kind of boring because it's like, oh, okay, run to yada yada, and then take another train, run back, and then you take that train back, and there's really not much else to do. So I did look at this game. It looks pretty interesting. I think it's more free roam. Which looks pretty cool. It's just a little bit expensive, so we'll see what ends up happening. I might play it. Maybe I'll do something on my own time. Routes are also a little bit more expensive on this Run 8 train simulator, but I hear that the maps are apparently huge. The maps are really big, so that does sound a little exciting. That was one thing I never really liked with Train Sim World. The maps were always so small. The map that I got recently was the the Oakville subdivision. I think it's takes place with Canadian National Railway. Sorry, I'm starting to stutter. That map is so small. It's kind of unfortunate. But I do like it. I do like the detail. It's a beautiful game that isn't reaching its potential. It is a beautiful game that isn't reaching its potential, unfortunately. And obviously, every episode of Farming Simulator, we pass that one railroad crossing, and I'm like, oh, animated railroad crossings. Yeah, that's the one thing that they don't have in Train Simulator, Train Sim World. I don't get it. Why don't you have animated railroad crossings? Yes, they have animated railroad crossings in one map, but why not all the others? It breaks the immersion. But anyways, that's all a story for another day. I talk about it every episode. This is a farming simulator. Yay. Yeah. I am doing some planning with Farming Simulator. I was thinking about renewing my time-lapse series. As of right now, we have a suspended time-lapse series on FS19, which I haven't recorded for a while. So if you would be interested in watching that, do let me know. That was a fun series to record. It was different. It kind of allowed me to play Farming Simulator my own way while also doing a time-lapse. Because I could do like 2 hours of recording while making it a 20-minute video. It was kind of nice. We'll see. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know. I was thinking about maybe bringing it over to No Man's Land. I thought about doing that when FS19 was still a thing. Maybe doing a No Man's Land series with time-lapse. That could be kind of interesting. I like No Man's Land for the reason that you can build your own farms and you have basically endless amount of space. Excuse me. It would be kind of, that is kind of cool. And I do know that he did bring it over to FS 2022, so, you know, I guess we'll have to see what happens. Well, we are almost done. Look at the graphics of this field. I love this. I love the graphics of the planted portion versus the non-planted portion and how the stubble stays there. It's amazing. Love that. Okay, and we are almost done. Woo! Gotta say, really nice. This is. I could plow this. I don't think we need to plow this. All I think it required is lime. Yeah, it requires lime, which I don't think we're going to do. Has weeds, apparently. Woo! And it needs rolling, which is a little bit unfortunate. So we're going to have to do that. We got one more field that we need to plant, and then maybe if we have some time, we're going to do some rock picking. Get that field. I think I'm going to do all 3 of those fields off screen, and then when I come back in the next episode, we're going to plant them. We're going to have to get ourselves a specific planter. Since this planter cannot do corn, we're going to have to rent ourselves another planter, which basically, oh, actually, excuse me, sunflowers, which basically means it's more money that we're basically throwing away. Which is a little bit unfortunate, I guess, but it'll be good money. It'll be good money that we can eventually use for later. And I am curious exactly what those beehives over there are doing. I don't think they're doing anything right now. It is only March, which March, if I'm being honest, can be a very weird month. It can get very warm, and we can very occasionally see bees that early. Obviously, there's no snow on the ground. What is the temperature right now, actually, in-game? 12 degrees Celsius, which is actually fairly warm. I think right now... Let's see. It is snowing right now, by the way, as I'm recording this. I have to go outside and I have to do some snow shoveling. 18 degrees Fahrenheit, which, to put in a reference number, 32 degrees Fahrenheit is 0 degrees Celsius. So it's 18 degrees Fahrenheit, which means it's well below 0 degrees Celsius. So it is fairly cold. Yep. Yep. So we ain't seeing bees here. It is only February. It's February 18th. Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll see bees in March. March is, like, still a little while away, and the weather can change very drastically. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. I guess that's really, yeah. Okay, and we're almost done. Woo. And, okay, so now that we are basically finished, we're going to go back up to the store. Well, I guess we're going to go to the store, not back to the store. We're going to get a roller, and we're going to just see exactly what it does. I'm going to rent one. Unfortunately, this tractor might not be powerful enough, but I guess we'll have to see what happens. I think there are a couple on the mod hub, but, you know, I guess we'll just have to see. Very interesting. This thing has appeared to spawn. We have honey. All jarred up and everything ready to go. Can I lift this up? I can. Okay, well, I guess we'll just leave this right here and let it fill a little bit more. I did look at the store real quick, and I see something that I'm excruciatingly tempted on buying. I kind of want to buy this. It has 100 horsepower, 74... Yeah, it's 100 horsepower. It would be enough to be able to run our mulcher. It would be enough to be able to use our stone picker. I'm very, very tempted on buying this. And it's really nice. It's a basic tractor that could do a lot of work for us. I'm tempted. Okay, so this is the roller. Okay, so what does it have? It has license plates. It has a warning triangle. Very nice. We can get different kinds of tires. I guess we don't really need any of that, do we? All right, so we're just gonna rent this thing. It's $2,000 to rent. 410 per day, 861 per hour. Interesting. This is, yeah. Oh, per hour. Jeez. Okay, that's a lot of money. Do we wish to lease? Interesting. Okay, this is a lot of money. We're gonna rent this anyways. Let's do that. Should I or should I not? Alright, I bought it. Behold, the Buhar 6105. Very nice tractor indeed. Never seen anything like this in the US. We don't have any of these in the US. This would be very similar to probably an old Case International. That's probably the most similar tractor to what we'd have seen in the United States. Good tractor. We're going to take this home with this tractor. Unfortunately, I doubt that it's going to be able to actually use it. Oh, we also have this. But yeah. All right, let's get this thing fired up. Oh, animations. Ooh, sounds kind of nice. All right, let's get this thing all hooked up and take it home. By the way, look at this this 3-point link. It's a very interesting gold color, isn't it? I've never seen this in a gold color before. Oh man. Okay, attach that. Everything goes well except for that one little cable, unfortunately. Okay, let's go. I gotta say, I really do appreciate these animations. Look at those animations down there. I appreciate these animations. They're really, really good. Alright. And unfortunately, we can only go 25 kilometers an hour. So let's hope that no crazy driver behind us decides to rear-end us, because that would just be a classic, wouldn't it? Wow, animated railroad crossings. Sorry, that was pretty weak. Whoa. That was just evolutionary. Okay, well, we're back at the farm. Let's leave the roller right here. We're going to take the tiller, and we're going to start tilling something. What should we till? What does the plow require, I wonder? The plow requires 160, so that means that this tractor probably isn't going to be able to do any plowing for us. That is okay, because we can let it do tilling. We could do rock tilling with it. So yeah, let's get this thing to work and, you know, get our fair share of money through it. And at least we would be able to do two things at once, right? That's the issue that we have right here. Because when we're doing anything with that tractor, we can't do anything else. So at least with having two tractors, we could have one tractor doing, you know, tilling and stuff, and another tractor doing other stuff. So we can do two things at once, if that makes any sense. That took way longer to explain than it should have. Okay, and the worker is set off. Looks like the worker is doing kind of well. They're missing a little edge here, but I guess they're doing pretty much okay. Yeah. All right, well, the worker's getting to work. Let's get to work doing some rolling. Let's see what this does. Alrighty, let's get that attached. It's already attached. No, it's not. Why aren't you working? There we go. Now it's working. Blam. Okay. So that's how that unfolds. Wow, it's a very large machine. I was thinking, okay, wow. We'll be able to, like, do these fields in one pass. So, okay. That looks a little weird. That's a little scary. What is this doing? Okay. Yeah, that's... Is it the same texture? Am I going crazy? I think that's the same texture. No, it's a little bit different. That texture is a little, like... You can see a difference in the texture. Okay, so it's not the same texture. I think. It's very similar textures here. Mateo's a little bit confused. Mateo's a little confused and a little bit scared. I think it's fine. I think we're fine. Okay. Yeah. This machine right here is a little bit too big for what we need it for, isn't it? Oh gosh. Okay. What did I get? What did I buy? Well, essentially this is going to help us increase yield. And I do know that they do use this in real life. I know that there are farmers that do roll their fields in real life. I don't know if people around where I do it. Mainly what we do here is hay, at least on our farm in real life. So I'm not really too sure if people do that. I imagine that some probably do, but I know it's probably not required. All right, let's lift that up and turn this thing around. Look at that. 3 passes and we're done. Now, I am curious on what the textures will be for these other 2 fields here. Be kind of interesting to see, I guess. Blap. And away we go. Okay, there we go. So, I guess we'll have to see exactly how good this field does. I'm hoping that this field does the best. Because look at how much we're caring for it. There's not a weed in sight. This field will be so healthy, I'm hoping. It'd be a shame if this is, like, not... It'd be a shame if we harvest this and the yield isn't that good. It'd be a shame. But I suppose this is why we're testing everything out and we're renting these machines so that we can see exactly what everything does. Alright. Let's get on with this one. Okay. Okay. Interesting. It requires a weeder. Interesting. So, why is that? Okay, interesting. It kind of just got rid of all the crop stubble, didn't it? And you can still see some crop stubble here. Interesting. Interesting. So, if I look on my map here, is there anything, like, fancy with this? Harvested seedbed... Needs rolling. What? What? Mateo's a little bit confused. What? Interesting. So, do you think, then... Do we even need to bother plowing? Like, would planting this as this, if it doesn't need plowing, be okay? Like, do you think that the yield between these two fields aren't really any different since they both didn't need planted? Or, excuse me. Like, since this field here doesn't need plowed, right? But they both need... actually, this one doesn't need lime, so this one would be doing a little bit better. But let's just say this. But let's just say, for example, right, that we plowed that field, and this field doesn't need plowed. Would both fields technically have the same yield if they're pretty much under the same condition as far as, like, weeds and lime goes? I don't know if that makes sense. But I'm kind of curious if maybe we're wasting our time plowing fields that don't need plowed. The only reason I'm doing that is because it turns it into seed bed, as opposed to this, it's cultivated ground. Yeah, if we go here, see that? That's cultivated, excuse me, that's stub tillage, which you can plant into. Field 80 was made into seed bed, and then we planted into it. So I'm kind of curious, since both of these fields didn't need plowed, but we plowed field 80. Will both fields basically do the same? Does it not matter? You know, if you plant into seed bed as opposed to stub tillage? I would think it does, but I'm not 100% sure if that's the case yet. Oh gosh, it scared me. Snowplow outside. What? Sorry about that. We're having a snowstorm outside, and a snowplow just freaked me out because it dropped its plow, made a loud bang. Okay, so I have an idea. This is what we're going to do then. We're going to roll these two fields here. Ideally, they're both fine. I think that the yield is going to be the same on them. That far field over there, we're not going to roll it. We're going to see what happens if we don't roll it. I imagine we'll probably be able to tell that we didn't roll it later in the year, but I don't know. We'll just keep like a mental note, I think. That field up there is not being rolled for science, basically. Basically is what's happening here. There we go. Now, question is, obviously we would roll a field after we plant it, right? Because obviously that's what we're doing right now, and that's what Walker Farms did. They rolled their field after they planted it. I don't really know. I guess we'll just have to see what happens later in the year. We're going to do one more thing before we end the episode. We're going to start doing some... what are we going to do? We're going to start doing some... Actually, are we going to bother doing rock picking this episode? Should I bother with it? Maybe we'll do some rock picking. Get that guy to start doing that other field there. And then in the next episode, we'll have a good start to be able to do other things. Alright, so we're going to leave this field just as it is and see exactly how it performs later in the year. Should I start plowing, maybe? I'm not really too sure. Alright, well, let's just, I don't know, maybe I should plow that top field. What needs plowed? I think this field does need plowed, doesn't it? No. How do I see this? No, it does not need plowed. Ah, but that field does need plowed. Interesting. Interesting. That's a little bit concerning then. Okay. Then how about we do this? Alright, let's lift this up. Let's not use the tiller then. I guess we kind of just wasted time then. We could have had that tractor running. Whatever. We kind of just wasted a little bit of time then, didn't we? Alright, let's bring this tractor back. We'll leave the tiller behind. We'll get the other tractor working on doing some tilling work. And, or some plowing. Just because that field right there needs plowed. We'll plow the big field too. We have a lot of work we need to do, don't we? We really do. Alright, let's get this tractor on the rock picker, and that will be it for this episode. We're just going to rock pick... should we rock pick both fields? Maybe that's what we'll do. Yeah, we'll rock pick both fields, and then we'll end the episode. There we go. And then in the next episode, we can start doing some planting. Doing some corn planting and stuff like that, which would be quite interesting. Okay, so that tractor over there is off, doing his thing. He's going to be doing plowing. I think just because I feel better about it, we're probably just going to plow all these fields. We're just going to plow them because I feel better that way. I really do. Alright, let's get this thing started. It should pull it just fine. And there we go. Tractor is pulling this thing just fine. Maybe we might have to empty this when we get finished with this field. I'm going to try my best here. This is quite a big field, which is kind of nice. There we go. Nice. Nice how this is working. Okay. Here we go. That guy just drove into my field. Alrighty, well, we are done with that field. I am going to take these rocks, and the funny thing is, the plow is also done as well. So we're going to be ending the episode very soon. I'm going to leave the other field to do off-screen. Excuse me, sorry, I have the hiccups right as I start recording. Funny how I literally, like, spent 10 minutes not recording, and now I start recording and I start getting the hiccups again. Jeez, it's like a everyday occurrence. Anyways, we're going to take this to the rock selling facility. The debris crusher. There you go. Rock selling facility. And we're going to see exactly what this gives us. I know it's not going to be a lot of money. It's probably only going to be like $300. That's really all it's going to be. But I just want to see what it does. I will say, this is a really nice little tractor. We certainly got a good amount. It was certainly worth its price, let's put it this way. I mean, it was a little costly, but now we can do 2 jobs at once. Okay, well, here is the rock crushing facility. Let's see how this operates then. So I think what we do is take this load of rocks, we plop it right here, and then it automatically goes into the debris crusher. There we go. Oh, look at that. That's kind of cool, isn't it? You know what this reminds me of? What was that one really old Demolition Simulator 2011, I think it was. There was a game Giants made way back in the day called Demolition Simulator, and they had a rock crusher that looked very much like this one. I wonder if they used the same model. And you used to be able to demolish buildings in that game. I remember that game was pretty fun. It didn't really have a lot to do, but it was pretty fun. And you would throw the debris into the debris crusher and you would earn extra money. This kind of reminds me of it. Of course, this looks really well detailed. Look at that. Look at how well detailed that looks. So how much did that actually earn us? How much did that actually earn us? Did anybody catch that? Sold, oh, 160. That's today. No, $160, I think. Do we have loan? Why do we have loan interest? Oh, no, never mind. MISC. How much did we earn from that? I'm not too sure. I'd have to look back. So, I looked at it, and we got $160. We had, like, what, 1,700 rocks in here? So, obviously, it's not really that good of money, so we can't do rock farming. Rock farming is not going to earn us anything, but I suppose if we had, like, a really huge farm with really big fields and stuff like that, you could probably get enough money, excuse me, to buy seeds. So I suppose maybe it could be a fair chunk of money if you have the big, big enough fields. I don't really know. No trains coming, no trains coming. Don't get to see great animations. Oh, is that a police car? No, it's not. Okay. I don't think they have police cars in this game. Anyways, hopefully everybody's enjoying FS 2022. I apologize if my energy's been a little bit low. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with Airport CO. We'll see what ends up happening. My schedule's probably going to be really out of whack. Yeah. Yep. Okay, well, that's going to do it for this episode of Farming Simulator. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a like. We're going to be back in the next episode planting sunflowers. We're going to be doing a bunch of other great things. It's going to be fun. Until next time, please rate, comment, and subscribe. See you later. Peace! Actually, wait, no, let me try that again. Thank you so much for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. See you later. Peace! Alright, that was a little bit better. It'd be nice if I didn't have this crosshair. I wonder if that mod that removes the crosshair is on the Steam Workshop, or maybe it's in the settings.